All right, we good to go, guys? Welcome, welcome, welcome to our home. Welcome to my basement. I have not left here since we started several days ago. No, I'm just kidding. Actually, I've been spending a lot of time in here. We're still working on finishing up. It's just a question of can we get inspections and so forth. But anyway, we'll see. Anyway, I'm Darren. Over here is Lindsay, my wonderful, wonderful daughter. And let's do this. Shoulders back and Kida. All right, so we're just going to kind of warm up a little bit. I'm actually going to do some jumping jacks. Interestingly enough, you rarely see me do jumping jacks. But instead of kind of this side-to-side thing that you're probably used to with jumping jacks, I want to get in a stance. So I'm just going to be in a stance, and my movement for my feet is actually going to be back and forth this way. So let's just get going a little bit. Trying to be very light on my feet. Very light on my feet versus really big jumps. Yes. Oh. It's like, and then I'm just going to jump rope. My invisible rope. This is so much easier than doing it with a real rope, for sure. Hope everybody's been doing great today. Listen, you want to make any kind of comments? We will be trying to check comments. If you got any questions, let us know how you're doing. Also, we'd really like to know, I'm going to stop here. I'm going to take my right arm, bring it across, get a big stretch. I'd like to know the workout scenario that you have at your house. You know, are you using a living room, a basement, spare bedroom? Shake that out. Other side. Do you have a partner? Do you have any kind of gear? Listen, we have a lot of gear at the studio just sitting there. If you have somebody that's in your house that's quarantined with you, just nice horizontal movements here with my arms, working out my shoulders. If you have somebody to work with mitts, feel free to let us know, and we'll set up for you to get some mitts, working different angles here, all over the place, big circles forward, and then big circles back. All right. If you have something nearby that you could set in front of you, I meant to put something on our post, like if
Scott and
wouldn't
Aaron
hurt. What?
Greenhouse are watching.
Oh. So we're going to use kind of cups here. Can you see these cups? Can you see these okay? Mm-hmm. Okay, great. I'm just going to kind of work a little bit of foot movement here. So if you remember when our basic footwork in level 1, of course we have static punches where my feet are set and it's all about rotation. So I'm going to start a little bit there. Then I'm going to do what we refer to as a half step advance, where I keep my back foot planted on the ball of the foot and I dash forward. I dash forward, but I leave that foot laying there. If you recall, if I'm throwing a jab, I pretty much step straight forward. If I'm throwing a cross, I may step a little bit more to the side, maybe 11 or 10 o'clock, so that thing really breaks through the uprights. Doesn't it? One or the other. But and then we have full step, right? Where I go all the way in and all the way back. From the side, it looks like this. I want to be very, very comfortable with all of these. Static punches. Half step. Getting back. Half step. Boom. And full step. And then, of course, here. It makes sense, right? If people are in a fight, now maybe you see street fights and they're not being very smart, but we call this the red zone. This is the green zone. She can't hit me. She can't kick me. I'm totally out of range. Boom. But I get in, then I need to get out. It's crazy to stay in here in the pocket and we just are wailing on each other. That would be bad. So I need to be getting in and out. So I got to be very, very good. So I'm going to have Lindsay kind of be facing forward. Let's go through a couple of those movements, and we're just going to be adding our jab. Actually, let's go ahead and do we're going to do a jab cross combo from static, and ready, go. Just be bouncing, but I'm not advancing forward at all here, and go. 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 You might notice me having a real problem with not advancing because I'm so short. I always advance. I rarely start any kind of combo just from static. I'm always I'm too far away. Okay, so we're gonna do that little half step. I'm gonna step in with that jab, throw the cross from basically a static point, and then bring it back. Jab cross, ready, go. 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 Let's make it a full step. So it will be boom. And then I'm throwing that cross and catching up. Then I'm getting out just here. Boom, boom. Good. Ready, go. 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 Good. All right, so I'm going to add to this a little bit of a pivot, okay? Now, the reason I have this cup here is I'm just going to be using that half step. I'm going to step over to the left side. Well, actually, we'll do a full step. I'm going to go to the left side of the cup, come back, and then over to the right side. Left side and right. You could use a pillow. You could stick your shoe there. We can use anything. How about a sock? Doesn't really matter. I want to be very relaxed with this. Remember, I'm not being too heavy on the front, nor am I too heavy on the back. I'm to the left and then to the right. I don't have to look down there. I know where it is. Okay, good. Now, I'm going to add, we'll start with a little bit of a step. I'm going to step past, and then I'm just going to move from my left to my right, and then go back. So I'm making a little square around my cup. Good. I'm here. The main important thing is not necessarily exactly how I move my feet, but that I never get too far nor too close, and that I'm very comfortable with what I'm doing. So for me, I'm stepping, catching up, I'm stepping to my right, going here, stepping back, and then stepping. Okay, so step past it, let it go through the feet, back here. Okay, now if that is confusing, you're like, oh my gosh, always take it down to the simplest technique. So if you just need to work on this footwork, then that's what you should do. Okay, I'm only going clockwise right now. If that is not a major challenge for you, then I want you to throw a 2 or a 3 strike combo as you go. Let's say a 1, 2, 3, a jab, a cross, and a hook. Ooh, I hit it. Ready, go. Remember, when one's out, always be protecting your face. If you find yourself, once again, I think I mentioned this the other night, you should record yourself doing these combos, because you'll find yourself like, oh my gosh, in my mind, I was bringing it back here, but when I watch on video, it's here. Good. So 2 or 3 strike combo, going clockwise around your cup. Okay, good. Let's just take about 30 seconds and go the opposite way. I'm over here. I'm throwing that combo, boom, stepping to my left, going back, and stepping to my right. Step, 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 step. And if you can get a combo in there, do that. Rest, 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 rest. Good. Let's add a little bit of a pivot now. So before I was stepping to one side and then taking my whole body, but now I'm just going to move my body. So I will be going different directions. I'm going to step, and then I'm going to pivot the leg that did not step. I'm going to pivot that back around, and I'm right here. So right now I'm going to start by always stepping to the right of the cup. I'm always going to step to the right, then my right leg, for me, this may be different if you're a lefty. Then I'm going to pivot back here and get back. I'm going to step, pivot, and come back. Stepping with my left foot to the outside, the right outside of the cup. Both of my legs are on one side, and then I take the back leg so that the cup goes through my legs. In fact, when I pivot, the cup will always be going through the middle of my legs on all of these that we're doing here. All right. So I'm just once again simplify it if you need to. If this is tough, you're stepping, pivoting, and moving back. Step, pivot, back up a little bit. Step, pivot. Notice when I pivot, where does the cup go? Through the middle of my feet. Step, pivot. Step, pivot. If you're comfortable with that, throw that combo. Boom. Boom, boom. Left, right, pivot. Uppercut, cross, hook, pivot. This is a great drill. And the more that you get comfortable with it, the better. Good. Let's try the other side. I'm stepping with my left foot, not to the right side, but to the left side of it. And then I'm just going to pivot the other direction. Okay? So just doing the opposite. I'm stepping here. When I pivot, where does the cup go? Through the middle of my feet. Now, if this is something that's extremely simple, you feel free to make it more difficult. How? Switch it up each time. Step to the left one time, step to the right the other. The main thing is that you're staying in control of your feet, okay? All right, so we are going to step to the left side and pivot to the right. Ready? Go. Now, let's try, for about 15 seconds, switch left to right. Ready, go. I'm going left. I'm going right. No, are we on the same? I don't want to mess Lindsay up. Good, and time. Now, if you got enough little doodads around, you can also set them up. You want to give yourself plenty of room here. I want a lane for my whole body in between each one. Now, I will go ahead and set up a bunch. You can set up as many or as few as you have or need. Good. So maybe some of this will be going out of frame. Okay. I'm going to start here, and once again, this is just being about comfort. I'm sure I've got to just keep a general eye on what's going on down here, but I'm, you know, I don't want to knock my cups over, but I don't want to be staring at them. And I just want to be very comfortable, always carrying my shoulders over my hips. So she keeps going, I go back. Good. We run to the other side.
Okay.
And we switch directions.
Right this way.
Yep. No, you're going this way. Oops. Got to go the back way. Excellent, and time. Good. So very easy to do that with whatever materials you have around. All right. So you often will hear me talk about my microwave moments, and this is a real thing. I was going to take a video. I probably will take a video of me sitting in front of the microwave. I drink a lot of coffee. I'm always letting it get cold, and then I have to heat it up. I'm not a purist in that regard. I don't mind heating up coffee. So I'm always sticking it in the microwave, and I got a minute, minute and a half, 2 minutes, and I just start working very, very simple kicking drills, okay? So one of those is working a offensive or defensive front kick. A front stomp, boom, boom, planting this foot, and then throwing an advancing back kick. An advancing means I'm not close enough to hit it, so I have to get closer. I do that by advancing the opposite side foot, kind of rolling on that foot as I chamber the leg that I'm going to kick. I keep my hips in, and then I throw it. Boom. Okay? Now, so I'm just going to be going back and forth. It's going to look like this. Oh, I'm not close enough to throw that advancing front kick, so I get close enough. Oh, I'm not close enough to throw that back kick, so I'm going to have to advance. All right. This. Notice I'm using the same foot each time. Good. So if we isolated that and we didn't do an advancing one, most of you have seen at least the forward one. Remember, the knee comes up. I want to get the knee up because this is a stomp. This is not me bringing the knee up and then snapping the foot forward. That's a rising front kick. It's different, okay? This is, I create somewhat of a roof here, and I stomp. Notice that my toes, I get them back because I do not want to hit this with my toes. I want to hit it with the ball of the foot here if I want to punch it, or I will use the heel of my foot, which makes my whole foot hit it if I'm trying to just push it away and create space. They're both good. They both can be done with the front leg or back leg. So notice what goes on with my foot. Punching it, or with the heel and more pushes. But a real key on both of them is you got to get your knee up in the air at least as high as what you're wanting to kick. Can you kick downwards? Absolutely. It's okay. Boom. No big deal. So whatever angle you work, at least get your knee up that high. And I'm only talking about front and side kicks for that, not back kicks. When I throw the back kick, I literally just lift my heel up. Okay? I want to chamber my hips because where does the power come from on a stomping type of kick? It comes from what your mama gave you. Okay? So from the front, I leave my hips in, and we have a phrase that we use, so remember this. My hips stay in, until the weapon is on its way. Let me give you a bad example. There's no power in that. I throw my hips forward. All I'm doing is extending the leg. Same thing going backwards. Hey, you. No, I keep the hips in, and I drive it out all at once. My hips stay in. In fact, if I can do the opposite and really chamber them this way, the more I have of this going on, the stronger it's going to be. Okay, let's go back to that. Whoop, hit the microwave. I step forward. I'm just getting closer to the target. That's all it is. My hands are up. Boom, I strike. I recoil the leg. Now I'm in my regular fighting stance, but I want to throw this right leg towards the back, so I have to advance. I take it and I roll on that foot. I roll on the foot. I keep my hips in as I bring that heel up, and the hips and the leg extend at the same time. If you feel heavy, you shouldn't, okay? I still want to be right here. I want all my weight to still be staying on there. So you find yourself like whoa, then you're driving your hips too far. Okay, we're gonna do just about 30 seconds of that one side. Step and throw an offensive front kick. Step back, boom. Step forward, boom. Remember, my left leg is leading each one of these. Step. Ding! My coffee's ready, but yet I got a little bit of work in while my coffee was heating up. All right, great. Now, once again, we're assuming that you're working by yourself. So, but if you do have a partner, nothing wrong with helping your partner both develop their technique as well as the ability to control their power and intensity by actually striking, okay? So my partner, maybe if you got a pillow, you could certainly put a pillow there. We actually do have a couple of mitts. Don't forget what I said. I am more than happy. You know, you've seen all the mitts that we have here. So my partner right now, she's just gonna hold this right here on her belly. Now, so obviously I don't have a target in the front, but I'm gonna throw it here, then I'm going back. Now, it's a pretty good idea when I throw something that way to make sure that I'm, number one, going to hit the target, but number two, that the target is what I think it is. It could be grandma. Son, you forgot your keys. Boom! Oh, grandma, I'm so sorry. Person. No. So there is a little bit of this going on. My peripheral vision, I'm not going, what are you going on? What's going on back there? I'm not turning all the way because that totally takes this strike away. It makes it a different strike. But I am just kind of glancing. My body is still lined up here. Hey, you. I'm not striking it hard, but in my mind I am. Hey, good. So now I'll switch up and I'll let my partner do it. You want to do the front one or it's up to you?
Okay.
You could do either one with your partner. She. Good. Good, and time. Great. All right, so we just said 2 main points on when we throw a stomp kick. Stomp kick means anything where it's just the stomping motion is what creates damage. versus anything that's, you know, kind of a rising and more of a seesaw type of effect. This is a stomp. Good. So now I'm going to throw a side kick. And for this one, I'm going to let my partner, as long as I have one, I'm going to let her just kind of hold this right here. This is not a super duper high kick. And you know what? So she can hold the top and the bottom so that my foot will land square here. Okay. Now we're going to start in range, which means I should be able to hit my target. If you got a pole in your house, you could actually hit the pole. There's nothing wrong with I can land it on there. It's my heel. It's not that big of a deal. I have a metal pole right there. I could practice on that. Boom. But if I have a soft target, or I can put up a target, then I'll use that. Okay. So if I am in range, the principles are still the same. Get that knee up. Get the knee up at least as high as what you want to kick. When I kick, I don't want my knee facing the ground, nor do I want it facing up. I don't want this, nor do I want this. Notice that, remember the principle. My hips do what? My hips stay in until the weapon is on the way. So, again, a bad example. Don't follow this. Hey! Did you notice that it barely got to the target. Take this! There's nothing there. Whereas, even slowly, I go up. Hey, I leave my hips here. Boom. Pretty easy, just to create a little force. This right here, I mean, think about it. What if I leave that out of there, I'm leaving a lot of power on the table. In fact, there's not a lot of power simply by extending your legs. You got to use what your mama gave you. So work your floss. Okay, great. All right, so knee comes up. Now, watch this foot here. The side kick is pretty unique in that your hips get all kind of funky. By the time I get about right here, ooh, I'm feeling it right here. Plus, watch this, a little bit of pressure, I could easily turn this ankle. So I need to have my heel of the planting foot, I need to have this thing pointed in the direction of my target. The way that I'm going to do that here in close range is I'm just going to turn it. I'm going to turn it, bring the leg up, and then stomp. Again, remember I said I want the knee basically parallel to the ground, not pointing to the ground. If I point to the ground, what it's going to do with this shoulder, this is a nitpicky point, but it's very important. For instance, like somebody might bring their leg up like, oh gosh, I'm trying to kick really high, but I don't bring my knee up. So what they have to do is they have to go like that. And again, anything that moves this direction is taking power away from that direction, which is where the target is. So I want my hip and my shoulder to stay towards that target, or at least be creating power towards that target. So if I do this, that's not good. I want them to stay here. Okay, stay towards that target. All right, I'm in range. Hands are up. Modified stance for now. Not a fighting stance. I'm just going to bring it up. Again, I am striking with the heel. I'm pretending I don't even have toes. If this is like, oh my gosh, feel free to angle it down. I still want this heel to get out there though. Turn the heel, get it up, and stomp downward. Even if it were right here, right here, right here. It doesn't matter, okay? All right, so I'm gonna, okay, we'll just do these together. All right, key points. Feet, not neutral stance. I'm gonna have my hands up. I'm gonna get my leg up. I'm gonna turn, remember I'm turning this ankle in towards here. We're gonna make that a step for now. As time goes on, it kind of blends in. Watch my feet. Boom. It happens as I'm throwing this strike. But for now, I'm gonna literally take a step and turn it, get the leg up, and stomp. Turn, up, stomp. Hey, you. You know what is more important, Lindsay, than having great technique here? Is a mean attitude. I don't want to hurt that person. Okay, good. Now, what would my target be on this? Man, I tell you what, if I can hit at the knee, at the IT band, boom, driving that heel in there, that's a big, very painful. Good. Let's throw 5 to our right. Ready? From a neutral stance. Go. Yes. Go. Yes. Go. Yes. Go. Yes. So if you saw me, Lindsay, if you saw me do this, what advice would you give me?
Don't bend over.
Right. Don't send the hips out until the weapon is on its way. Hey, you! Right? I want it in here. Boom. I want it driving out as everything extends. Good. 3 more to the right. Ready, go. Yes. Yes. Good. Let's do 10 to the left since we haven't done any. So let's slow up a little bit. Turn the heel. Leg up high. Stomp. Remember, mean face, bad intentions as you are trying to create damage on this thing. Good. Go. Go. Again, if you are comfortable with it and you don't want to take an extra step to turn that heel in, just make it happen as you go. Boom. Okay. Ready, go. 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 Okay, good. Again, first of all, let's look at the context of this. You know, traditionally we say, okay, you're here. Oh no, the bad guy's right there. Boom. So you throw a kick that way. I think the vast majority of people, the bad guy's right there, they're going to go, hey, and turn towards the bad guy. So it could certainly happen. I could be involved here. Just let me go. Oh no, there's your friend. And I'm throwing a strike to the side. I have found that the vast majority of times that I end up in this side kick position is because something didn't work right. Maybe I was right here and she's in a regular orthodox stance. She's a right-handed person. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to kick that leg. And she sees it coming and she simply moves the leg back. Okay, I missed, but you know what? She's right here, but she may not be ready for a side kick. And plus, you can see this has a longer reach. It just simply does. Plus, I can always, remember, advancing, boom, I can always advance, okay? All right, so I want you to imagine this situation. You're right here. Maybe you just threw a big combo, ended with a big high left. You got that leg, and now you're going to chomp it. Boom, they miss. Both feet are planted, just like what we were there. Boom, okay? So I'm not making an advance right now, but if you're used to that, you certainly could. There's that leg. Boom, I just threw a hook. I'm going to chop at it. I miss. Boom. Again, I'm so short, I always have to advance. So you'll see me here. Or maybe, maybe I was going to do it, but she brought the leg up to check. Boom. And I just switch it to a side kick. That's a great, there's nothing better than making them think it's one thing, and then you go, man, look at this. She lifts that leg up. This one's, she's literally on one leg. I'm like, bam, and I just stab that thing. But notice that, where's my balance? It's all up here. I'm okay. In fact, even if she moved back, and I'm like, I'm going to go easy. Boom. Because I keep the hips in until the weapon leaves, I can move. If I stick that hip out, going after that, be like, I'm going to get worn out. Okay, so I'm going to let my partner throw this. And so that's what you're doing. You're throwing that round kick, maybe at the end of a combo, and for whatever reason you miss, and you switch it to a side kick. In this particular one, I am not going to make her advance, so I'm just going to, bring that leg back. So she's going to kick it, whoop, boom, perfect. Good, hey, woo, oh no. Excellent. Whoop. Let's see if she's keeping her balance. I'm going to go way back and see if she can, if she can follow me. Oh no, lady. Hey. Excellent. Good. One more. Hey, whoop. Excellent. Perfect. Really good. What is another, once again, this could be totally because I'm so short. Sometimes I'm trying to throw an offensive foot kick. Offensive front kick. It is a foot kick. All right. But the unique thing about this is, let's say this is her target and she's just throwing a stabbing front kick. Here we go. Whoop. Okay, and again. Whoop. And again. Whoa. It's like sometimes you see that coming and it creates a silhouette. All right, you got that knee up, and sometimes people see it, and if you're short like me, it doesn't go very far. Sometimes just bringing that gut in makes you miss. So let's watch what that looks like with me. Hey, I'm gonna get this. So actually, just go whoop. Boom. Okay, it's like I could see in the middle of throwing. I was like, oh shoot, this is not going to work. Boom. And I just switch it. I switch it to a side kick. Okay? So, think of yourself doing this. From the front, it looks like this. Oh shoot. It's not going to be there. I should just quit. I'm not going to throw this. No. I'm like, okay. But remember, boy, look at the difference though. My heel's facing that way. It's got to face this way. So I literally, boom. That's okay. Why? Because my shoulders were above my hips. I wasn't fully extended. I was like, good. So from the front, it would look like this. I'm going to throw an offensive, oh shoot, boom. Turn that heel towards the target. Great. So I'm going to let my partner do some of these. I'll let her face this way so you can kind of see them. Good. Good. And maybe you were never even planning on throwing the front kick. You had this in mind the whole time. Well, that's okay. I mean, it's like, I need to be over there. Why do that? Why don't you just get it started and turn on the way? Hey, lady. Good. Excellent. Good. Great. So we've looked at 3 types of kicks. These are all stomp kicks. Where does the power come from in a stomp? What your mama gave you. Boom. 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 Now, these are level 1 strikes. We don't have a whole lot of back kicks. Sometimes we'll introduce it, but in general, we just do the front and the side in level 1. And in level 2, we get to the back kick and we learn how to advance. Like I said, someone like me, I always have to advance. Okay? Let's look at how I advance. Here's the standard. The standard is just stepping. Just like before, I think yesterday we were talking about if I need to advance, shoot, I'm too far. Go forward. Step, chamber, throw the strike. It's that simple. In fact, I would suggest, unless you're just really too close and this would kind of bunch me up, I want to advance all the time anyway. Advance. Boom. Now, instead of just stepping, I could make this a dash and make the step and the chamber happen at one time. Boom. Oh, why did it kick her so hard? Boom, boom. Advance and chamber. If that were from the side, the standard advance is, remember about the heel, I got to get that heel. So anything that I put in front of this would be silly. Just going to make a mess. So I step behind. The little dance move. I step. Why not? Why step this way and then turn when I could just plant the heel literally that way, my heel. All right, one, chamber. Oh, sorry, a little too hard. Safety. Okay, I'm here. Oh my goodness. Step, advance in, chamber, throw the strike. Again, as time goes on, you get pretty good with making that one movement. I advance and chamber in one time. Hey. Boom, boom. Don't forget the heel has to point towards the target when I throw something to the side. Okay. Great. So I'm gonna let my partner do a few of those. Let's take that front one first. Or would you rather have this? The side, actually, the side one sometimes I think is easier. So you're going to start by stepping in and throwing the kick. And since it is your right kick and you want to go down the middle, maybe that step, maybe it's off angle to line me up where I want to go. It's kind of depends on where you are. She's not close enough to kick me. She gets close enough. Boom. Now she's here. Let's do the front. We'll do the front one. She's taking that same step, but advancing as she goes, and then throwing. Boom. Good. Keeping those hips in. So this, when you advance, that's where it gets tricky because you always want to go. Okay, keep the hips in until it goes. Good. Couple of side kicks. I'm gonna hold here. Good. She's not close enough. She steps. Good. Let that step be as long as you need it to be. This is another microwave moment. You can get a lot of those in 1 or 2 minutes. I'm out of range. Oh, here she comes. And now the advancing one. Advance and chamber at the same moment. Boom. Oh yeah, good. This is a level 2 advancing technique. That's a good one. Good. Keeping those hips in. That's creating a lot of damage. Oh, I'm here. She throws that right here. Nice and control. Oh, that heel driving in here. It's going to create a lot of pain. Excellent work. Very nice. I just realized we did not bow in.
We did.
We said Kira?
Yeah.
Oh.
Really fast.
See, I don't have all timers, but I do have half timers. So I'm, anyway, all right. So again, if you're a student at Carolina Self-Defense, feel free to get in touch with me. We got a lot of gear that's just sitting there. I'm more than happy for you to take it to your home. Just spray the bejeezy out of it when you bring it back. Great. Please ask questions. I would love to see some videos of you guys doing the techniques. We are going to be posting some of these for general use on our regular page. Leave comments, suggestions, anything that you'd like to see. So, awesome. You guys have a great night. Shoulders back and Kira. Boom. Quarantine together forever.